Let's preview your stream. See how this looks. How's everyone doing this evening? If you can hear me, if you're watching right now, I'm going to give you an update of how my turkey hunting season has gone thus far. It's been an extremely busy work schedule for me. I've had to spray for the blueberry farm, spray the first round of blight. That's just taking care of the mummyberry, a fungal disease that the blueberries can contract. It mummifies the berries, and it was a time-sensitive matter. We had to, yeah, I look a little dark there, don't I? Let's take the cover off the light, see if that makes a difference. Can you all see me? Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little dark. There, I'm outside doing this. But, so I've been spraying on the blueberry farm, running a huge John Deere sprayer, spraying for blight. It's a time-sensitive matter. It was like balls to the walls, excuse me for my language, balls to the walls for like 14 days, 12 to 14 hour days. And so that prevented me from being able to hunt the first week of the Maine's turkey season in 2024. And so here I've been hunting the second week, and I've been noticing that the turkey numbers are down in the areas that I've been. Pretty easy turkey hunting season for the last 3 years in a row. It's not supposed to be that way. That's not a normal turkey hunting season for people. It's not supposed to be like a slam dunk on opening day in the first 3 days. It doesn't always go that way. Hunting doesn't normally go that way. So I feel like I've been spoiled the last 3 years, tagging out, getting both turkey within the first 3 days. It's not that case this season because of what I just explained a little bit ago. And also I'm noticing in the areas I'm hunting, the numbers are down quite a bit this year. I've been playing cat and mouse with a nice big mature gobbler that may be 3 years old. I don't think so. I think he's a good 2-year-old. And there's them talking back to me and closing the distance a couple evenings ago. Yeah, at first I heard the jake, and I'm like, oh, it's just a jake, so I didn't get too worked up. But then all of a sudden, the big boy gobbled back, and then they were closing the distance, and lo and behold, I jumped a deer, spooked a white-tailed deer. It went bounding off, and then pop, 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 they went putting and got spooked from that and went quiet. I stayed quiet. I didn't do any turkey calling. I just let them gobble on their own. And then eventually when they did gobble on their own, they were quite a ways away. And they kept working away from me. They wouldn't commit to my calling. I closed the distance, tried to work my way towards them. And it just was a bust. All because of that deer. And let's see. And I thought for sure I knew where these gobblers. A couple nights ago when I got on these gobblers. The ones I've been playing cat and mouse with. And I thought it was going to be a slam dunk the following morning because I kind of pinpointed, having heard the last gobble from them before I left. I kind of had a general idea where they may be roosted. So I go in nice and early the next morning and never heard a peep from them. I don't know where they went. I mean, they must have traveled quite a bit further in the last 2 hours of light and got quite a ways away, and so they were not roosted where I actually hoped they would have been. And then this evening I just come back from a hunt, actually from a property that I renewed permission, me and my son permission to hunt for the last several years. I renewed permission with her just tonight so I could kind of renew my hope and faith in that it might get done, that I may tag turkey this season. And I creep into the back field of this woman's property, and I immediately see the 3 that she said were hanging out in her yard yesterday evening. And I see them kind of running away. I don't think I spooked them at all because they were a long, long ways off. And they come barreling out of the woods near a stream and were heading away from me at a pretty good clip. I mean, I guess it's possible they spotted me, but I feel like it wasn't me because I closed the distance, got quite a bit closer, and I almost stalked to within like 50 yards of these gobblers, and I heard them in the leaves walking away in the woods to my right. So I quickly sit right down, set up, start a little light calling, just some light clucks and small turkey talk that you'd hear if you're right within their bubble, if you're real close to them. When they're just feeding and milling around one another, they'll do that real soft yelping, that like 2 to 3 note yelping, that and that real soft clucking. I did that in hopes to coax them in to get a response from them, and nothing. And then I didn't hear them anymore either in the leaves walking around in the woods. So tonight was a bust, but I regained faith in that it's going to happen eventually as I keep putting in the time. The trick is to not give up hope and faith and just persevere, keep pressing on, never give up early. The turkey can whoop a hunter's butt. Turkey can make a grown man cry because you could have one gobble. You could have a 3, 4, 5-year-old trophy tom with 11, 12-inch beard, 25 pounds, closing the distance, and just something makes them hang up, turn around, run away, or not commit the rest of the distance and stuff. And it can be heart-wrenching. It can be a heartbreak indeed and cause a grown man to cry because you think it's going to happen, that everything's working to your favor, and then for some odd reason, it all just is a bust. Just as quick as the light was turned on, it was turned off, and that gobbler is running out of there. He's gone. Something just made him hang up. And that happens time and time again to seasoned veteran turkey hunters. They know the feeling, they know what it's like, but they also know that you've got to just keep pressing on and not give up. Here I'm going to watch myself on my phone too, because I'm making sure it's playing all right. The lighting was poor for a little bit. Here, I can't even see where I'm going. Let's use the light on my phone. That might help. All right, let's bring up the light. There, now we have some extra light. Oh, here, let's see. Got my decoys out here. So I'm coming out here in my back field because I'm using the light on my phone as well. Somewhere right in here, my wife and son spotted a gobbler when they come home. They pull in the dooryard, and he walked that way, walked out behind me into the trail and deeper out into the woods. There is a fresh cutting out here, a selective cutting that had been done in the last year. So there's some wide open areas and spaces, some good roosting cover area, some good strutting zones and stuff that were created from the cutting out there. And traditionally, there has always been turkey living around my house, but for some reason I don't hunt them. I'm actually sure you're probably like this and feel the same way, that you don't probably feel like I do, that you don't want to hunt the critters around your house. You kind of go hunting elsewhere. I kind of like to, I call this like my food plot where I am. There's an apple tree. I'll put up a trail camera on the apple tree. I just kind of like to watch the deer and turkey here and keep them around the house just to observe and watch and learn from them. But also too, my wife's a non-hunter, and you want to know something really funny? She's actually a vegetarian. Yeah, she don't hunt. She's a vegetarian, but my son and I hunt and shoot deer and turkey. We eat the wild game, but my wife don't. So yeah, that turkey that they saw, that gobbler, the other evening, went out this way. And I've been every morning on my way to work, And also, like in the evenings when I get home, I've been just listening. I'll stop, be quiet, and just listen for any distant gobbling. See if, because I often do hear roosted gobblers occasionally out in the woods behind my house. Ask me why I don't bother hunting these gobblers around my house. I can't give you a real definite answer, except like what I just said just a few moments ago, that I just kind of like to watch them. I just enjoy having them around my home, and rather hunt one, turkey and deer that I don't have kind of a close relationship with, I guess, if you will, for better lack of words, out elsewhere. One turkey and deer that I never got to know, that aren't, that me and my family aren't close with. We like to have the wildlife around. Just, I'm kind of consider myself a naturalist in a way that I just like to observe and watch and learn from wildlife, just as much as I love to hunt them too. So I know it's probably an odd thing to say. It feels that way. Whew, that deer head stinks. I've got a deer head bagged up. I was supposed to do a European mount for a buddy on that. I've been doing some taxidermy. I got a moose I'm working on. Nice big trophy bull moose that I'm mounting, and I got some deer capes tanned up, and got the mannequins and eyes and ear liners. I got them ready to mount. I case skinned a nice coyote, a kid's first coyote, the other day to fully tan, and have ready for full body mount, just in case they want that, or they may just choose to keep it a case. Keep it, all case skinned and tan, just a coyote pelt to hang on the wall or something for memorabilia. But anyways, yeah. So I've been learning taxidermy, and I've mounted some bear and a bunch of deer so far, and working on some small mammals. So here it is, the end of the second week of the turkey hunting season. It's Saturday today. Exactly, it's the end of the second week, and for some odd reason, traditionally, in all the years past, the third week has always been my week when I get it done, when I'm able to shoot a mature gobbler. And I think that's because of my crazy work schedule in the spring, and spending a lot of time with family and having other responsibilities to take care of. It just lessens my chances, ability to do a lot of hunting in the first 2 weeks. But also too, I kind of like to watch and observe the turkey in my hunting areas, get a good handle on their whereabouts of where they like to roost, their roosting areas, the strutting zones, their loafing areas, the areas they go. And also afternoon areas that they like to travel to and hang out. I kind of like to pattern them, get a good handle on their natural travel routes, and I spend a lot of my evenings, because that's when I have the most time to hunt, is in the evenings, not in the mornings, because I have to be to work by like 6 a.m. every morning, get out on the blueberry barrens and on the blueberry fields, spraying for the fungal diseases to, keep that blueberry harvest thriving. So I'll get the evenings to hunt mostly. So having a good handle on the natural travel patterns of these turkey, I can slip in quietly, stealthily into a good area, a good vantage point where I can hear if any are gone. A real light calling, because it seems like at the heat of the day, when it gets in the 60s and near 70 degrees, and it seems like the gobblers kind of shut up. Like the gobbling will shut off sometime there, and they're during like the loafing time of the day when they're just grazing, feeding around. I don't know if you know this, but turkey do bed down like a deer will bed, a bear, deer, moose, like other mammals will bed down in the heat of the day, in the middle of the day. So do turkey. Me and my son on youth day actually were in a good area calling, never got any response, never heard a peep from a turkey. But you got to always remember too, just because you're not hearing a gobble doesn't mean the turkey aren't there or aren't near you. You got to remember that. That's actually explained, and you have to go watch that one about not giving up early. Don't give up hope too early. You got to persevere, press on. That video is there on my Spike Skills YouTube channel. I have to go watch that after this. But yeah, so just because you don't hear a gobble or hear turkey yelping any hens, or hear scratching leaves or less whatever, just because you're not hearing the turkey doesn't always mean they're not there. And so that was the case on youth day with me and my son. We were working back towards a field. We went into the woods where I kind of knew the turkey hung out late morning, midday, where they mill around. And we're working back out into the field area, and I look up and I see red heads, I see gobblers, and then I see the hound, and me and my son did a walk of them and got into a good vantage point, and I did some calling, not a peep. And we gave them ample time to come. We got to within like 50, 60 yards of these turkey, I think, and that light call and didn't get a gobble, didn't get a response, and they didn't come take a peek and look, see what turkey that was. And so we stand up. I mean, my son, we kind of crouch down, and we work our way towards the hill, the mound, to look over to see if those gobblers and the hen were still there. Sure enough, there they were. We see them. The hen was bedded down, and the gobblers were resting too up in the shade. The hen was bedded in the shaded, underneath some pine boughs in the shade. It was really warm, like in the 60s. And they were bedded down, resting. And I've seen this many, many times, ample times, when still hunting turkey late morning, midday. The hen was bedded down under a bush in the shade, and the mature gobbler was still strutting. You could hear him drumming, and he was putting on a show for her. And the jakes, and there were some young jakes that were also bedded down, laying down near the hen, but the mature one was still strutting and really wanted to get his way with that hen, but she wasn't having it. I guess she'd rather rest in the shade in that hot day. So the turkey will bed down, and so they don't go very far. I learned from experience and studying up on them, doing my research, that turkey don't go very far late morning, midday, early afternoon. They stay in their loafing area, just like scratching, feeding, grazing, bedding down, resting some. The gobblers will strut some, and they just kind of cooler sun drops. It gets a little cooler. The gobbling will pick back up. They'll all of a sudden get more active again, actively gobbling, and the hens will start gravitating. The turkey will gravitate towards their roosting areas. So if you have just the evenings to hunt like I do, and I think this is why I've been most successful in the third week, because it took a couple weeks to really get a grip on the natural travel routes of these turkey. And if you only have the evenings to hunt too, mostly, you can use these tips and this strategy to be more successful. And you gotta do your scouting, pound the dirt hard, looking for those tracks and turkey scat and grazing areas. And use your ears to listen some, spot the turkey in the distance. You glass the fields and open ridges, and so have a look for these and the roosting areas, and have several properties to hunt. It's been shown time and time again through the statistics and stuff that having multiple properties to hunt allows hunters to be successful every year, allows hunters to shoot turkey every single year. If you have just the one property to hunt and you're putting in all your time and all your eggs in that one basket, the turkey are going to be on to you too, and you're going to have more bum days than not. and you're going to get burnt out in a hurry and quick. It's nice to have multiple properties to go to and multiple groups of turkey and gobblers to hunt to keep you going, you know, to keep that positive attitude and not give up too early. So I have kinds of properties scouted out. Take my time and scouting these areas very thoroughly, and I have for all past several years, you know, scouting them with trail cameras and visual and tracking them and just studying the areas real thoroughly. I found where they roost, where they loaf around, where they're feeding, where the strutting zones are, and I'll choose my spots very carefully where I choose to go sit for the evening and do some blind calling. And when you kind of do that kind of hunting, when the gobblers aren't gobbling much, they're quiet. A lot of times in midday and early afternoon, they'll come in silently. The turkey will just come in taking a look, see what turkey that's it, what hen moved into the area. And a lot of times they'll come in without saying a peep, so they can sneak in the back door very easily. So you got to have a good, but also at the same time staying still and quiet, but being able to also see from left to right and out in front of you really well, and keep your ears open wide too, so you can sometimes hear them coming in the dry leaves, dry forest stuff. Sometimes you can hear them coming and see those heads just bobbing, you know, way ahead of time, so you can get your cameras turned on, get your gun ready, and just stay still and ready, waiting for that shot. And more times than not, I've had turkey come in very silently, or I've been trying to strike one up, running and gunning too, walking dirt roads, calling. And then I've neared the corner, and boom, there was one like running my way. He never shot gobbled to my calling at all, but the gobbler was like right around the next bend that I walked up to, and we caught each other by surprise. But I had just moments earlier let out a yelp to get a shot gobble, and he didn't say a peep. And it was a long-bearded gobbler. I've had this happen more times than I can count, and I'm sure you have too. All the seasoned turkey hunters, I'm sure, have witnessed this, had this happen to them too. That's why a lot of times running and gunning isn't always your answer for the afternoon, evening hunts. You're better off sitting nearby these loafing areas and catch the turkey gravitating out of them, feeding, loafing areas back towards the roosting grounds, and just light turkey calling, some just light putting, and just those turkey sounds that turkey make when they're really close by each other, the sounds that you'll only hear if you're within 20 yards of these birds. That's the type of calling you want to make. I don't know if you've ever experienced this and hearing the sounds that hens make when they're super close by other turkey, but when sitting in a blind in a field with with decoys spread out there, you may get to experience this. And with hens coming in to your turkey decoys, and they'll get extremely vocal. Hens will brush up against the hen decoys and the jake decoys, and they'll make all these weird sounds and vocalizations that you can only hear when they're within 15-20 yards of you. And so that's the type of calling you want to make in these sit spots where you sit and wait them out, because they're going to come your way anyway if you got the spot picked out right when sitting and waiting them out and ambushing them. You almost don't even have to call at all or use any decoys or anything like that. Just wait them out. Be patient. Just wait it out. And so I've done that. Traditionally, in all the years past, I've done that time and time again, used this tactic and this approach in hunting turkey. And I've been successful come the third week, because it's taken that long in the season to finally close the deal, seal the deal. It can be much quicker, obviously, and the season can be over quicker for you if all you do is run and gun and just go to all your hunting areas and walk in the ridges and run in all your hunting areas and just try and strike one up and getting one that's fired up, wanting to play that game, and come in running to your calling. Boom, it can be over just as quick as the season started. It can be over sometimes, and it's happened for me. I've had seasons that way. The last 3 years in a row, that's how my turkey hunt season's has gone. I was spoiled the last 3 years, getting it done, filling all spring turkey tags, and getting it done early, but it's not going that way this year because I've taken up spraying, helping the farm, blueberry farm I work for, and spraying, running, operating a huge piece of machinery, a big John Deere sprayer that you can buttons and computer screens, and you know, it's pretty nifty. It's a sweet little job, sweet gig. I've had black bear come out in the fields across from me. I see a lot of deer and turkey. In a sense, I get to kind of scout work. Like, I'm working and scouting at the same time. I get to scout all these fields and woods that I'm around and near when I'm out spraying the blueberry fields, blueberry ground. So ultimately, it helps me gain more properties, more land to go hunt turkey too, and hunt deer and bear and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of long-winded, long breath. This has been a long live video. How long have I been live, everybody? Where's the time on this thing? I don't know. It's just been a long time. So anyways, 8 this year so far here in Maine, and oh, there I am looking at my phone. I wish you guys all the best out there. I wish you have better luck than I do. I wish you all the success in the world. Go get you a turkey. I hope you fill all your spring turkey tags this year. And I'd love to hear from all of you. Oh, definitely. But before I go, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, you've got to drop your comments. Leave all your comments about how your turkey hunting is going, if you've shot your gobblers already, and I'd love for you to drop some like tidbits. Maybe you know some things I didn't mention in this video, some like tactics or tricks up your sleeve that you wouldn't mind sharing with others that might read the comments and with me. Love to hear your success stories and learn from you guys. So definitely hit the like button. Please subscribe now, click the notification bell so you'll be notified of all future uploads of all my fishing, hunting expeditions and stuff. Don't forget to subscribe, click like, drop comments, and so that's that. I don't have much more to say. Stop killing animals for fun. Remember, your family are animals. How would... What are these comments that just come in? Probably people that stop killing animals for fun. Why would you want to say that? Well, yeah, we're all animals. These could be like vegans or something. People that don't. And don't people know that plants are living things too? They have feelings. Full plants that are dancing and swaying back and forth to the music. I mean, what's that tell you? They're living, breathing organism too. So, hey, it's all one vicious circle, everybody. We all have to breathe this. All living things, plants included, have to breathe the same air and eat from the same soils, and yeah. So you got to have the red meat for special nutrients. Gotta have that protein and iron and magnesium and other nutrients that you get from meats. So let's see what else. What does it say? Small step from game to humans. Craziest thing to say, right? Who is this guy? Juiced Goose. How they got hunted. Well, come on. Who the heck is this guy? Are you guys seeing this? These comments from this Juiced Goose? This is interesting. Huh. It's a Saturday night. I've got some anti-non-hunter dropping all kinds of crazy comments here. Yep. Can you say hater? Or haters? Animal activist. He's an animal activist. Okay. Animal. Nice. Yeah, I've met a lot of animal activists through the years. Good for you, Juice Goose. I think he's hearing me. Animal activist. Yeah, I've actually lived like Juice Goose. My grandmother, who practically raised me, was a non-hunter, but and my wife, I'm actually married to a vegetarian and a non-hunter, but she and her sisters, they grew up not liking hunting. They actually got their father to stop hunting for many years until they were adults, grew up. But yeah, my wife's a dang vegetarian. I have freaking dead heads in my backyard, tree stands, bear bait, and she's learned a lot from me over the years, and learned how the necessity of hunting, kind of what it really is all about. She learned about wildlife conservation and what that's all about the Maine Department of Inland Fish and Wildlife and the biologists and what they all stand for and what their jobs are, and just how, like, obviously to each their own. The majority of, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, that's how we live. And red meat is actually an extremely important part of a human's diet. And there are actually, well, if you think of other mammals, other wildlife, there's the red fox. The red fox actually cannot live without fresh, dead carrion, dead, fresh red meat. And there's the Save a Fox channel we watch on YouTube. Me and my family, we religiously follow and watch Save a Fox. Follow them, and we'd love to have a fox as a pet. And I actually can't hunt red fox anymore now, and I don't choose to. My son loves red fox as his favorite animal. My son has harvested deer and goes hunting with me and fishing, and catches fish and eats bear, deer, turkey, all that. But no hunting red fox. But the red fox, they're a mammal. So are we. Humans are mammals. But if they were to eat just dog food, it would kill them. So this woman has this YouTube channel called Save a Fox. She's got a fox rescue coyote, fox, all that stuff. She actually gets all of her meat donations from hunters. She reaches out. Here she's a non-hunter, doesn't hunt herself, but she reaches out to hunters and asking for donations from their kills, from their harvests, and to help feed her foxes and coyotes that she's helping to rescue. And there's some states that allow red fox to be pets, where you can have them as pets. And she does that. Rescues these animals. She rescues them from like fur farms and stuff. Rescues them from being killed in an inhumane way. And they either go on to new homes, or she just raises them, keeps them safe herself in her pen. So, I mean, and fox, they're hunters. They're a predatory type animal, hunt for meat. And humans, and we gotta have that red meat too. What is that? Is that an eyeball? Oh no. I have that flashlight on my phone though. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked there a little bit. See, how much of your kills would you eat or feed your pets with? I know the red fox should, have his own food. Man, I wish I knew her name. Save a fox. Animal, how much? Yeah, we have 5 cats. I don't have dogs. If I had dogs, I would feed some scrap, like a little bit of my deer meat I've cooked up, or bear meat, to my dogs. We have a cat named him after the baseball player Mookie Betts. His name's Moo Mooks. He's pretty much like a dog. He plays fetch, which is bizarre, and he begs for human food. He's the only cat out of the 5 cats we have that eats human food, and he loves chicken and pork chops and deer scraps, pieces of steak that we cook up. My son, he's 11 years old, and he loves eating all wild game. He's grown up on it. See, what else are you saying? How would you think? These are all great questions, though, Juice Goose. Obviously, these are all things to explain to people that just don't know. And I try to be the best educator, the best example I can be, being in my shoes, being a hunter and being a representative of all hunters, having a YouTube channel on this matter and subject. Try to be the best example. So it doesn't take much for like non-hunters, people that don't hunt and don't really know a lot about it, haven't been educated a lot about the reasons for hunting and the ways around hunting. It doesn't take much to be a rotten egg to make hunters look bad. It can just take that one guy that came out of a field or woods from hunting with all of his hunting clothes on, going into a store and buying a 6-pack of beer, then going out and driving drunk and getting an accident or wreck, whatever. That right there, that's just one way that a rotten egg can make hunters look bad. There's others. That was just one example. But hunters they're rotten eggs. Another example of a rotten egg hunter that might drive around, so just leaving the carcasses there. There's that. I mean, that's obviously that's happened. Those are things that have happened. That's why we have game wardens and we have authorities, people out there trying to catch these culprits in the act, to stop them, get them off the streets, and so they're not making the other hunters look bad, making hunting look bad as a whole. I could talk about this all night long and share examples, but I should probably get back inside. Get back with the family. What is it, 9? After 9? Yeah, I gotta finish my dinner too. But it was nice chatting with you, Juice Goose. I wish you well in your endeavors. And I can totally understand, put myself in your shoes, Juice Goose, and that if I did not hunt, if I was like my wife is a non-hunter and a vegetarian. I'm married to her and love her to death. Been with her for like almost 20 years, and we have an 11-year-old son. Obviously I've got to sympathize with her and see her point of view, and likewise she sympathizes with me and works with me and is very patient with me and sees my point of view, and we learn from each other. A non-hunter vegetarian living with a hunter meatitarian. I mean, isn't that interesting, Juice Goose? Yeah, so I just totally respect your views, buddy. And if you're a guy, Juice Goose, I don't know, you could be a girl, guy, whatever. I'm not sure what Juice Goose means, but it could be a nickname. I get your point. Supermarkets have meat and more ash. Well, I accept that. Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. And them poor critters, where that meat came from in the supermarkets, them poor critters were killed inhumanely, shot right in the back of the head and neck. A lot, like the cows, a lot of times, I don't know if it's changed some. Well, actually, animal activist groups, people like you, Juice Goose, animal activists. So actually, see, this would be a time where I should stop, take a moment to actually appreciate animal activists, people like you, Juice Goose, that have worked their butts off, tails off to try to help people kind of have a heart, if you will, kind of have more feeling and remorse towards wildlife and animals. And I could totally respect your point of view, and that, like us hunters, like me being a hunter, I want to be the most humane shooter out there. I don't want my animals my hands on them, and I've cried all out, especially in the first several deer I've shot. For one, I was very grateful and felt blessed, gave my thanks, not only to the animal, to the life that it gave, and to the fact that it provided sustenance and meat for me and my family, me and my son. But I have compassion for wildlife, I do, but I'm a meat eater. So why go to the supermarket and buy meat that's been packaged from a inhumanely killed animal, where hundreds of cows were just penned up and just one by one executed in the back of the head, skulls with a pistol or something, or however. It used to be that way years ago, but I think animal activists put a stop to that. it's still, well, to you as an animal activist, it wouldn't be humane at all. I mean, you're going to have something different to say, but because of you guys, animal activists, the way animals are treated, even our livestock, our chickens, and there's some differences. It's regulated a lot more, and in a sense, in what little bit of sense it may or may not make, it's you're a little more humane. The way they're killed to provide meat for the world, for the humans. But yeah, but years, I mean, a long time ago, that's how it was done. And that was, I mean, me as a hunter too, I couldn't see, I wouldn't be able to stand to see that all the cows executed one by one like that, like execution style. But yeah, that's, but man, just I could go all night talking about this. Back there. What else should I say? All right. Anyways, Juice Goose may have stopped watching. Cool. Good night, Juice Goose. Good night, Juice Goose. Juice Goose. Cool. I completely respect you. I wish you all the best. Cool. Good night. And good night to all of you turkey hunters out there that are watching this. Wish you all the best this season. Go get you a turkey. All right, over and out. Good night. Okay, how do we... Cool. All right, I think we're right. Let's go here. I think this is how we stop it. Yep. There we go. Found the stop button. All right, everybody. So yeah, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, leave your comments, and I'll see you.